Hey, welcome to your Cancer horoscopes for the week of November 26th to December 2nd. Means we're officially in the last week of the month, which I am actually kind of excited about. I've had my reservations about expectations of just because it's a new year, it's going to, magically change into a better year. But I do feel that there is an element that it will be a little bit better. I just have to say, and first of all, looking at it from an astrology perspective, there's the Mercury retrogrades are changing. First of all, we've had 2 straight years of all the Mercury retrogrades being in earth signs, and earth signs are quintessentially the ones that really do the work and get things done and create change and make things better. And with Mercury being retrograde in them, that's almost impossible. So we're moving out of that as we go into the new year. We are going into the new year with a Capricorn Mercury retrograde, but it ends in Sagittarius, which sort of makes all of the retrogrades move into fire signs instead of earth signs. So fingers crossed that that helps, because there's a lot of things that are just not working in the world right now, and we need to kind of come up with solutions for some of it, because it can't keep going on the way that it is. This week for you guys, the moon is definitely moving into Cancer this week and will be in Cancer probably Wednesday, Thursday for the most part. And it's good and bad. There's good things about it and not so great things about it. We are still focused on those you love this week. So, family, and this particular focus is on the closest people to you, your children, your husband, your spouses, your parents, the people that are in your very tight inner circle, those people that you love so much, but of course they're the ones that irritate you the most. It seems to be how that works. The more you love them, the more irritating they are. We do have the moon moving into, actually coming into Cancer in an opposition with Mercury. And Mercury is focused on career. So this could play out or seem like it's playing out in the way to where you want to make improvements in your career, but the people that you love are getting in the way of that, which they have a tendency to do, really. Think about it in terms of having children. Um, an individual, father, mother, doesn't matter, who has children really has to take that into consideration when they're making business decisions. So there may be a career opportunity that is exciting and it's absolutely what you want to do, but it's going to take you away from your family more. And how is that going to affect them and their development and growing up? It's a very difficult decision to make. But also, without children, people get used to us being available when we're available, and when we make changes to that, that becomes difficult for other people to um to really accept in many ways. And so it may seem like they're fighting against you, and that kind of can get interpreted by you as nobody wants to see me succeed, so what's the point, why bother, right? You don't want to go there. It's not that people don't want to see you succeed, but people do get scared when they're losing something that is important to them, and they don't know what it's going to look like on the other side. So just have a little patience with them. Let them know that you're going to still make time for them and all the good stuff that you would normally do. It's just going to be a little bit different. Ask them to have some patience with you. Also, open communication, especially with Mercury being involved in this opposition. Open communication is so much more helpful than, I'm just going to get quiet and hope that they figure out what's upsetting me, because that's never going to happen. Okay. I mean, maybe it will every once in a great while, but usually it doesn't. It's usually just a waste of time, and it's a letdown because they never figure it out. The moon is in a trine with Saturn. And what's interesting about this also is Saturn is focused on self. So this is about your responsibility to you. And another thing that you have to ask yourself in terms of what goes on with other people and their reactions to what you're doing to improve your life. And, if they don't like it, is okay, well, what are you doing to improve my life? Not that they're required to, but, if you're basically what I tell everybody is, are you paying the bills? No. Then you don't have an opinion. Sorry. Until you start paying my bills, you might be able to have an opinion. Highly doubtful, though, because I don't really care for other people's opinions on what I'm doing very much. So this is kind of a reminder of, remember, this is a responsibility to you, and you are the only one that's going to take care of it. As we move into Thursday, the moon moves into a T square with Pluto and Venus. Now, the opposition was a challenge. This is a much bigger challenge all of a sudden. The moon continues to be focused on those you love. Pluto's focus is on inner trauma. So we're triggering these wonderful people that you love so much are triggering you. And Venus is still focused on finances. So our triggers are really around our financial situations. Now, we're just talking about the possibility of, getting a new job or promotion or something like that. And when other people have an issue with that, it does tend to make us second guess things. And if you are second guessing things on Wednesday, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt on Thursday. This opposition is really showing you why it's necessary for you to make these changes. Things are not getting less expensive. They're getting more expensive. I mean, I did hear that the real estate is going down in Los Angeles. Congratulations. But we're not talking a significant drop here, okay? Things are generally don't get less expensive. They tend to get more expensive. And you have to keep up with that. And the best way to do that, in order to work smart and not hard, is to continue to move forward and advance in your career. So I kind of feel like, in a way, this situation that you're dealing with this person that may have their opinions about what it is that you're doing to improve your life may be triggering other instances where you listened to that person instead of focusing on your needs, and it blew up in your face. You don't want to relive that trigger, obviously, but you also want to nip this in the bud. Triggers happen for a reason. They happen to show you that this didn't work before, that this was a problem before, but you don't want to make the same mistake again, right? So rather than getting sucked away by the trigger, look at it for what it is. This, obviously, I let other people's opinions form my opinions in the past, and it did not work out very well for me. I'm not putting myself in that situation again. You got to own it like it's yours, baby. That's how you do that. To counterbalance this, the moon's grand sextile with Neptune and Uranus is also very helpful. Uranus is focused on the mind and how the mind works, and is basically reminding you, don't let the crazy thoughts process that you go to, that emotional place that you go to where you start to panic, rule these decisions. And Neptune is focused on self. Neptune's all about intuition, and your intuition is going to be really important in making these decisions. So your mind needs to be clear, you need to be open, and you need to follow through with the guidance. One of the biggest things that makes it so difficult for people to follow their inner guidance is that sometimes your inner guidance is not what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. And when it is what you want to hear, then you go, well, is that me making it up, or is that my intuition? You always know, especially you Cancers. You guys are super intuitive. You always know the difference, but it's really easy to sort of question it to the point where you just completely have beat the intuition to death. Allow your intuition to be your guide through this, because your intuition's opinion is the best opinion that you can get. As we move into Friday, the moon moves out of Cancer, and so we're no longer having to deal with emotional challenges in this situation. It is what it is. Your family is your family. You're going to love your family. They need to get comfortable with that. You're not required to drop everything to make them feel comfortable. They have to do some of the work too. It's not all up to you, right? And I think that Cancer, this is a big problem for most Cancers, because every Cancer I've ever met has this sort of maternal instinct, male or female. They're very much about making sure that everyone around them is comfortable and happy, and all that good stuff. And that's a wonderful thing. But people start to get really, really used to that behavior. And the more used to that behavior they are, the more they think they are entitled to that behavior. And that's where you have to draw a line in the sand. That's where boundaries are really, really necessary. Because above all, as hard as this is to make this decision, you come first. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation to my Ko-fi link, which is down in the description of this video. Really appreciate all the donations I get. You guys are super awesome. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys own it. Own it like it's yours, baby, because it is. Everything that you've ever wanted is within your reach. You just have to go after it. That's all there is to it. You just have to go after it. Make it a great week. And I will see you guys next week.